How do you do it?
Yeah. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the 15th episode of the PokeSales official podcast. I'm here with my friend Jerry Pitre.
Petrie.
Petrie? Okay, cool. Pretty much I don't know really how we met, like just like on IG and stuff like that, started texting, and then we met in real life recently, which was kind of really cool because it's like, oh wow, these people that I meet online, we're actually all friends. And it's chill in real life. But Jerry, if you could just introduce yourself for those that might not know you, and then we'll just get the ball rolling.
What's up? My name is Jerry Pitre. I'm a collector, investor, dealer, somewhere in that order. I've got a podcast. Me
Yes.
and two other homies. This is the Quiet Card podcast. Oh, I've got to flip it, but it's backwards. But yeah, man, just make content. Really trying to go full time, like in it to win it, for real, for real. Has kept up with a salaried position that was full time, that was manager level, and it's fun. It's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. But yeah, man, I just love collectibles. I'm not just a cards. I mean, I've done crazy stuff as far as NFTs. I've done art. I've done watches. I've done everything. If I can make $1 off of it, if it fits in a box, USPS, we probably work it out. We can get some
Yeah.
priority out there.
Yeah. Just about everything. And that's what I like because like I know like I'll be texting like when you start getting to watch and stuff. I'm not like a huge I have this Timex Expedition, which is like my beater, and then I have like a nicer Citizen that I'll wear.
Oh, bro, that's
But
so fire. First off, give yourself props. Hold on. For everybody who's just audio only, you got to see the visual. Show the watch, bro. Let's see what you
no,
got. It's a
it's just an
flex,
Expedition.
bro.
Yeah. It's not.
Nice.
It was an Amazon watch. I bought it before a trip, a class trip, just because like I like it. It's practical. I like having something on my wrist, and it's kind of funny now. I don't know if you can see that, but I have like an indent on my skin where like the watch, like the dial
Yeah.
knob, like it just always hits there. So it's just a part of me.
You right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
So, me too. So, I wear mine on my right hand, so my
Uh-huh.
dial goes into my arm. That way, when you do stuff with your hands, it doesn't dig
Yeah,
into you.
yeah, that's smart. I'm yeah. So I have
Old
this,
man
and I have
logic.
yeah, yeah, and then I have my friend and like my mentor Tony. He challenged me to get an Omega this year. So
Let's
that's
go.
the next goal after a car, obviously, because I think
I
a
could
car is
point you
more
to a
important.
good Speedmaster. There's a Gerald Genta design that I really like, and
Okay,
it's pretty affordable. We'll point you to it
cool,
after this.
cool. That's cool. But yeah, like feel like it for me. I see the V Friends hat. Gary V, cool. Just chill stuff. Flipping all that type of stuff, which is awesome. But and also you obviously you do like you said something. I think was it yesterday? You like posted something about Caitlin Clark or something like that, having a Caitlin Clark card or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So
But
I do sports. So I do TCG, sports, and non-sports. So I literally am trying to be the triple threat. I want to be the guys that make the Pokemon guys shake and go, man, I wish I knew more about sports, and vice versa, because there's sports guys that right now, one of the trends that I'm really seeing in the market are a lot of sports guys are not jumping ship, but going from 80% sports to 20 Pokemon, and they're flipping that around to go,
mhm,
hey, look, Charizard can't tear an ACL. He's not going to pull a Wander Franco for any
yeah,
baseball fans out there.
yeah. That's
And if you didn't get
no,
that, Google it. It'll be way funnier when you do get it.
okay. I'll have to Google that after. But yeah, that's really interesting. I know, like, obviously, a lot of like sports guys are transitioning, I guess, into Pokemon or having a little bit aside because of how the market is right now. And that's something too, because I guess I didn't realize it because obviously I'm not in the sports card world. I have friends that did it, but I'm not really big into it. But I was like, oh wait, like they're actually based off like the stats and careers of this player, right? So like, for example,
Yes and no. So that's the worst part about sports. You would love to think, hey, this person is great and they're a legend. And they'll go, yeah, here's this card, $100,000. And then you go, oh, hey, especially in the world of baseball, they'll go, here's a kid right out of high school. Yeah, here's $200,000 for this card. Sports people are crazy. It's insane.
Is there like a TCG player equivalent for sports stuff, or is it like just eBay last sold?
So it's funny you say that because
Another hat.
if you were gonna rock a brand, only rock brands you believe in. 130 point, totally free, TCG equivalent, literally jump in, type your stuff up. And so this is actually how you can see the strike through price on eBay sold and completed. Like if you've ever been looking and you're like, why does it say 150 with a line struck through it? You go here and go, oh, bro paid $75. I'm not about to pay 150.
Mhm. Interesting.
So 130 point. They have an
On third
app
point.
and it's in the midst of being developed. So think young child at this level of the app, but the website, clutch. Just use
Oh,
desktop mode on mobile all day.
cool. That sounds really cool. I'm happy I know that now. I'll have to.
Now also, do you know about alt
Yeah, I
for
use alt.
graded
That's what
stuff?
I use for
Yeah,
slabs.
sweet, sweet.
That's what I got all these boys hooked on. Um, and that was honestly, I wasn't selling slabs before I had alt. So once I started selling slabs, that's when I got alt, and it's awesome. It's so good. Because it
Knowledge is
shows you
power,
this.
bro.
Yeah,
There's confidence in the market when you can literally go. There's been 10 at $100, and this guy wants $60, and I know it's real.
yeah,
Like especially if you're using the PSA app, and you're like, yeah, no, that's got the same nick in the same spot. Like this is the same
yeah,
card all day.
yeah.
Knowledge is power, baby.
It is. It's good. It's awesome. So obviously you do a lot of sports, you do Pokemon. Like, what is the origin story, I guess, or how did you start getting into like all this like collectible world? And when did you start like deciding to turn that into a business venture?
So same boring story as everybody else. I was a kid, definitely had the Game Boy, picked up the cards. I was a '90s baby. So everybody knew Charizard was like lit. You get a first edition Charizard, you're set for life, right? So go on as an adult. I come into Gary Vanderchuck, Gary V for all the kind of people who only know like the hustle mentality stuff. Like it's super cool. Um, but at the time of getting into Gary V, I was doing this really weird thing where I worked two full time jobs, paid off all of my debt, saved a little lick of change, and right about the time I got into Gary V, COVID happened. We got a stimulus check, and I was like, it's not free money, obviously, but let's roll with my gut. And we've been in it since.
That's awesome. That's cool. I obviously I listen to Gary Vee. I'll listen to Hermosi and a whole bunch of other people.
Well, with you
Um,
being a Nashville guy, the Dave Ramsey stuff, bro,
yeah.
that stuff, that stuff made money, bro. Listen, like
Mhm.
I would not be sitting here today if it wasn't for those type of people.
Yeah, and it's great that they put all that effort in and taking that in and also reading like I read Rich Dad Poor I finished Rich Dad Poor Dad recently. Amazing book, and now it's like it opens like your mind in a way. For me, it's like okay, you know, I have um for example, let's say I have $1,000 to put into just $1,000 and I'm trying to build this business, but I also really want that $5 like snack at the grocery store, whatever. For me, it's like that $5 snack is going to be expendable. I don't know, like that's how I think about it. Like you eat it, it's gone. And sometimes you do need food, but you know that $5 can get you what like $8 worth of cards if you're buying at 80%, let's just say. And I don't know, that's just how my brain works, where it's like I don't use that
So let me
expendable stuff.
interject quickly. What he's explaining is you become a madman or madwoman, depending. And so I have had this same thought. And quite literally, I was in a Walmart not too long ago. And I'm a sports guy. And I noticed that there was some Reese Puffs that had Angel Reese on the cover. So what do I immediately do? Straight to eBay, sold and completed. And you see where they're selling time and time again for about $25. I can't tell you how many $3 boxes of cereal I bought.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It's that same mindset of like, I could have a coffee at Starbucks, or I could turn this into a $25 bill.
Well, exactly, and
Rinse,
it's worth it.
recycle, repeat.
Yeah, and I love what you say about like having two jobs and all that stuff. Like I have one job. I go to a private school, and one of my jobs kind of is ran by the school, so it helps contribute towards the school bill. But I also have a different job at a grocery store nearby. It's called Publix. I don't know if they have them in
Yeah,
Alabama.
yeah, we have
They
Publix.
do? Oh, okay,
Oh,
cool.
okay. So first off, fam, we've got Publix. We've got all the Fresh
Hmm.
Market. We've got all the fun stuff.
Publix is
We've got
just
a
very
Whole Foods.
confined.
We've got Whole Foods.
Oh, really?
Like, oh,
Yeah.
dog. No. You when you come to Huntsville, you're literally going to be like, man, this is an upgrade from Nashville.
I'll have to. There's a show, right?
This
Is the
weekend,
flip?
pull up.
I won't be there.
Pull up on me, baby. Listen.
I'm
You're doing
is
the
it the
show
flip?
in Nashville, right?
That is next weekend,
Oh, is that next weekend? Okay.
which it's getting crazy up here. Oh my God, all the tables for March are sold out. I'm sharing with my buddy Abe, because we're business partners together.
No, bro, listen.
We just
That's
split.
that's me and my buddy that we're setting up. We literally were like, because I was like, dude, I've got about one showcase worth of stuff.
Yeah,
Real talk. Like it's a great problem. Super blessed. Glad to have that. But like, I don't want to pay for a whole table. He's like, fuck, run it.
yeah, exactly. But that's cool. Yeah, it's the flip, right? This weekend.
Yeah, the flip.
Yeah, I probably
And
won't be able
actually,
to
the
go.
last flip Huntsville, we had trade night and we hosted trade night. Shout out my podcast. And we
Oh,
had
really? That's
live
cool.
wrestling. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick. My one of my best friends does wrestling. Um, I also like side thing. I'm probably gonna start talking
Whoa.
about this.
This is like WWE style wrestling. So just
Oh, okay.
clarify. Yeah.
Okay.
Not.
No.
Yeah. No. This is like from the top row. Like
Oh, okay.
it was a show.
That's cool. That's sick. Um, my I'm gonna probably start talking about this a lot more, not on this podcast, but just in general. But I'm also like a big Dungeons and Dragons player.
Let's
But
go, fam. Let's
after
go.
after Pokemon, like my two big hobbies are I love to go like work out in the gym, and then I love to play D&D. And one of my players, he does wrestling for school, obviously not what at the level you're saying, but yeah, that's really cool. This
Well,
side
listen. If
note,
you've got a good squad to run like D&D, something like that, stuff like that, people really should embrace. Just really for the camaraderie. I mean, I worked with a friend and she played D&D and literally it was like old buddy broke his leg or this or that and you hear these people's life and you're keeping up with people for weeks at a time. I mean,
mhm,
way longer than I expected.
yeah,
So, but I was like, dude, that's sick.
yeah, it's crazy. What I was gonna say is like obviously I have a job, and after high school, I'm not really keen on going to college, mostly because I'm selling shiny cardboard and it's like doing really well. And where I want to be, I don't know if I like need to do it. But my work, Publix, they've pretty much because I'm like a very hardworking person. I've always been very hardworking. I've been working since I was 13, like very industrious, hardworking, hustler. And pretty much
Run
they're
that
like, oh yeah,
management, bro. Listen.
well yeah, that's what
Listen, you
they
look good in the khaki pants. Get in
yeah,
there. Like,
yeah. But that's what they like after high school. They're like, hey, work with us a couple years and you can be a manager, pretty much, type
let's
stuff.
go.
And for me, that's like, oh wow, it's really cool because obviously good. It's a
So,
good salary.
statistically, the top 5 jobs out there that are millionaires, I want to say 2 or 3 is management.
Yeah, but and my mentality is like I want to run this up into a card shop. Since there's not many things in Nashville like card shops, conventions, all that jazz. But it's like, okay, after high school, I'll probably be making a couple grand a month doing this. Um, Having that management position or having like a full 40 weeks and then being able to reinvest
The
that and live.
available capital, yes.
Yeah,
When you have gunpowder, you can play. And when you
yeah,
can play, you can sometimes 2x, sometimes 3x. I mean, I had a fun story where I'm hardcore on these Pokemon groups, and somebody posted a Michael Jordan for $140. I literally, the moment this guy posted, I just start badgering him. Hey, when can I meet you? When can I meet you? Long and short, sold it on eBay close to like $500.
it's
Literally just
crazy.
knowing what it was. And I told him, I said, look, man, if it grades, it's probably going to be like a 6, maybe a 7. This is what an 8 did. This is a coin flip, And he goes, well, you did me good on this Pokemon stuff. How about I do you straight on this? Because I didn't even argue the price. I said, you said 140. But yeah. So listen, man, just that ability to
Hmm.
just put
Keep
it
on
right back
scaling.
in.
Yep.
Put
No,
it right back
exactly.
in.
And not taking um anything out. And because, I started this pretty much no capital. I was actually in the red of 200. Well, I guess I started with 200, but that was I put it in like mystery box type stuff, which like completely
Bro,
flopped.
listen, everybody I've lost money that I would be ashamed to tell my mother I've lost. Don't feel bad. Listen,
Yeah.
it's a part of it. It's never a loss, it's always a lesson. And
Listen.
I'm sure you've grown past, you're not going to invest through mystery boxes and you'd never
No.
advise anybody that. Yeah,
No.
exactly. But now you have that knowledge and you have the platform and you're here to educate people.
Yeah. And for me, it's like so pretty much I was in, but then I was like, I'll just liquidate my whole piece. I didn't really have a PC because I was just a kid. But I was just like, I'm just liquidating. Like I have like 5 cards that I'm not going to sell. And then everything else I just put on eBay for free. And well, not for free, obviously, but put it on eBay, set up my little store, and then I started seeing money. I was like, oh shoot! So singles is like this is crazy. And then I started doing shows. I met people, and then we started running like our own trade days and stuff. Which I actually have a question for you after this, but just running that up, and then we've just been it's been good. It's been crazy. I never. It's fun to go back to school on a weekend and be able to like because people are gonna hate, people are gonna do that stuff, you can't stop them, but it's fun to be like, yeah, you know what, like especially like teachers and stuff, even teachers, it's nice to come to them, not come to them, but in your mind it's like I made your monthly salary in a weekend and I'm like half your age, so
So literally my only word of advice, and this is to everybody only because I've experienced the bad end of this. When you start making money, don't tell people at
yeah,
work, play dumb, all of that. Because to be frank with you, my last full time position that was a salary position, I worked with some people. They were way more educated than I was. I mean, I've got a degree, I've got certifications, I've got this, and they had some masters. And it's like, the difference of me and old buddy was not 15 grand. You know what I mean? Not an associate's degree, by the way, not a full on bachelor's, right? And, well, once they kind of found out you made money on the side, then it's like, oh, well, so be careful
hmm,
because it will cause friction.
yeah,
And literally, I had to have a conversation with a boss at one point and said, I'm sorry, are you guys trying to sell Pokemon cards? And she goes, well, what do you mean? I said, well, we had an issue with what I do on my own weekends. I'm like, are you guys trying to sell Pokemon cards here? And they're like, well, no. And I was like, cool, not a conflict of interest. But when you have to have those kind of conversations, it's just easier to play dumb. When
yeah,
you get a job, block everybody.
yeah. Well, for me it's like I used to be like, especially in the beginning, because like I really started taking off in the summer. I was like, oh yeah, and I started to be boastful, but then I was like, you know what? Let's not do that. I don't really want to attract attention to that. and I started being quiet.
Well, I
And
get
it's
it,
like,
bro. I get it. It's like when you start, and the way I think about it is like fishing, right? When you start going fishing and you have a cool fishing spot, and you're like, bro, every time I throw this freaking rod in, I'm hitting a magic carp, dog. Like we're getting this thing to a Gyarados like this, and other people are just like, and then they're like, oh my god, how did you do this? And it's like, dude, I've been doing this for weeks, and I mean, the laptop I'm on, the mic I'm using, the car I'm driving has been paid for with shiny pieces of cardboard.
so, and it's awesome.
And,
It's so
and
crazy. And
literally, with the gangster mentality of Jay-Z, of if you can't buy it twice, don't buy it. And
yeah,
I'm on a MacBook Pro, dog.
yeah, it's crazy. I'm on. Yeah, that's wild. And yeah, so it's just, do it humbly until it, like, one of my previous guests, my friend Mike, he owns a food truck business here in Nashville. He was like, just let it be quiet or work hard and just like outwork everyone until it just like blows up in their face pretty much. And
Well,
like,
and here's the other thing: just build the biggest building.
mm,
Don't tear down other people's building.
yeah,
Literally, I can't tell you. I see so many people just blindly going, "Oh, LeBron James, happy birthday!" It's like, bro, he doesn't care about you. But your homie's little side business, you can't throw him a like, you can't share, you can't.
yeah,
I can't tell you how many times I'll see a homie post something, bro, flame emojis, muscle emoji, whatever.
hmm,
Just I know it helps the algorithm. I know I'm helping my homie. I'm not spending any money, less than 30 seconds of effort. Yeah. And I can't tell you how many times when I'm like, I post something and it doesn't hit, and you got two or three homies that like it, and you're like, my OGs, my
yeah,
OGs.
exactly,
Every
yeah,
time you come to the table, you get a good deal.
yeah. And or even like I have that because at school, like I'll have people that are my friends and stuff, and ever since the beginning, like every reel, every whatever, they're always there. It's like three of them pretty much, and they always do it. They always do the same thing. Like it's just awesome. It's like thank you. I can count on you guys to be there. I can count on you guys to do that. Um,
Well,
so
the other fun part, real quick,
okay.
is when you look out for those same people. Like I've got those same kind of homies, and I'm like, okay, hey, this guy's a weirdo. He just loves Joel Embiid, even though Joel Embiid is going to get hurt every year, even if you're not a sports guy. This guy gets hurt every year, especially when it counts. And it's like, hey, bro, I saw this 1-on-1. I'm at a show. Literally grab him by his hand and walk him to the table. And it's like, spend your money right here. This is your guy. And then 3 months later, he goes, bro, I tripled up on that, right? And I'm like, good. All love, fam. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That
Which that's also come
yeah,
back to me in the reverse order where he's like,
yeah.
bro, hold on. This girl, she's got all this Pokemon. This dude broke up with her, didn't pay rent. She's just trying to get the money to pay the rent. I will buy a whole entire binder. Yes, ma'am. Here's $100 bills. Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. And what was it? I have like a very good JD Rock, Rocket City, right? I believe.
Rocket
Yeah.
City, yeah. So he's
Yeah.
actually my neighbor. So when
Oh,
he was
really?
looking to buy a house, he was talking about different neighborhoods. And I said, bro, this other option that's a little more pricey, I said, just go for it. Just go for it. And he paid a little over what he wanted, right? Time has happened. It's
Hmm.
a good neighborhood.
That's cool. That's awesome that you guys are neighbors. But pretty much like I've bought, I think I've bought,
Bro, he's the
let's see,
plug.
yeah,
Listen,
no, I think
that
I bought like
man.
six
So
slabs.
that's how I originally met him. I met him off of a Craigslist ad where he was like,
Oh,
"Hey,
really?
bro, I'm just buying Pokemon," and like I was like, "Hey, I live here," and he's like, "Bro, meet me at the Waffle House." Met up, and then I'd seen him at a few shows, done a few deals, and it's like I don't know. I just always try to do people good. I try to price fairly. I try to be that guy that I want you to walk up to my table, and not only do I have stickers on top to show you that I'm reasonable, and I go the extra step when it's Pokemon. If it's near mint, I'll do it, But if it's scratched, bro, with a little Sharpie, circle it. Nope, scratch right here. No questions asked. But I do the same thing. You got a swirly? Let them know. Little swirly boy.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, just do good deals and friendship builds, man. Because
Yeah,
listen, if you don't make all the money on the one time and you just make a fraction a million times, that's a lot more money. I want
exactly.
my buddies to eat because I'm gonna eat, and there's enough for everybody to eat, baby.
Yeah, that's the same mentality that we have in our group here, or at least my group that I'm with. Very same mentality. And what did it say? I think I should have my next one maybe coming tomorrow, I think. But I bought like 6 slabs off him. At 80, like, and he's like, I was like, hey, chill with 80%. He's like, yeah, I'll do 80%. And like, it's all that type of stuff, which is just great. Um, but
Well,
wasn't,
what's good with that is so, and this is what other people should understand is when I know JD's good with you, and JD's good with me. When you send me something and go, hey, I think this thing's mod play, whatever. There's going to be times where you pick it up and you go, I don't know, man. This kind of actually looks nice. And go, yeah, but it's got that one little spot, so I didn't want to overdo it. And then, like, man,
yeah,
that's how the homies are, bro.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, so at the Flip, you said you hosted a trade night, the Quiet Card podcast.
So we've hosted it 2 or 3 times just as us individually.
Hmm.
This is actually a project that we're coming up on our first year this Sunday.
Oh wow, awesome! Congratulations. Um, so what I was gonna ask is, so me and my friend Abe, we are starting like we with our friend Tony too, who owns a lot of like boba tea shops and other stuff here. We've been hosting monthly trade days, um, and we want to. Obviously, I'm a high school student, so one of the big shows here is Lighthouse, or like bi-weekly shows is Lighthouse. And I was in there one day, one weekend, and I was like, you know what? I think my high school gym is bigger than this. And I told my principal, I asked her, I was like, hey, how much is it to rent the high school gym for a day? And she was like, oh, it's this much. I was like, oh, wow, that's actually super cheap. So I hit my friend up, Abe, and I was like, hey, we I have an idea. What if we start running our own shows? So hopefully we're going to be talking to like my principal and all the staff and what yada yada. But hopefully in a couple. Oh, and I texted you about this too, about the and about bringing the Alabama folks up. But
Yeah.
we're thinking about starting our own things, our own shows, own events, etc. So what are kind of your tips, I guess, or like what are stuff that you guys have done when hosting that type of
Network,
stuff? Because
network,
obviously,
network.
yeah,
Listen, the best thing you can do is have a flyer at kind of everybody's table, go out there, put yourself out there. And one of the things that I would say I feel has really been beneficial to us is try to appeal to mom as much as possible. When it looks kind of grimy and gross, or I've seen some posters for some trade nights that kind of you're like, bro, what are we going to the strip club? Like, what? Make it mom friendly. You can run free stuff through Canva, people. Like, we don't have to overthink this because I see some people doing some stuff and I'm like, just use the free template. Like, just retype in the information that's relevant to you, make it look pretty. Don't put effort that's, in a grotesque way. But yeah, be as most mom friendly as you can. We had pizza. We had like drinks. We had 4 or 5 different vendors that, even if it's like 10, $15, you throw it in a pot for a giveaway, people are gonna show up.
yeah, that's we did that in December for our like Christmas trade day, which was really fun. And
But the other thing is if people are going to drink red Solo cup beverages, which you're in high school, so this obviously would never happen. Just it has to be in a red Solo cup, and nobody can be obnoxious. Like, don't get the cops called.
yeah, that
Because I've seen
that's
that
like,
at some other shows, like in Nashville, and at trade nights and guys are kind of just like belligerent. You're like, bro, you're too loud. There's little kids around. You're the
Yeah.
wrong vibes. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So when I set up a table, I'll have fake Pokemon cards and I play a game with the kids where I hand them 2 or 3 Pokemon cards and I say, hey, look, you can bend it, you can feel it, just don't tear it, but spot the fake, win a prize. And the whole idea is, bro, they're so obvious. Like the moment you touch them, you're like, oh my God, come on, bro. I mean, and my favorite part of doing that one thing is when you do that in front of mom or dad, you hand the same set to the kids or to the kids' parents, and they rub it and they go, I have no idea. And the kid's like, oh, obviously, dad, it's this one. And you're like, your kid's a Pokemon master. And you go, hey, look, if a kid's trying to, do a bad trade on a playground, something, skip out. But when you do that, not only are you educating, but you're building trust. Because I
Mhm.
can't tell you how many dads come back and go, now you're not going to realize the relevance of this because you're not a sports guy, but let's go like, hey, how much is that 86 Fleer Jordan? Which is 3 or 4 bands. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I took 5 minutes to educate his kid and sit here and let him
Yeah.
bend a card that means nothing to me other than to let other kids bend it. You
Mhm.
build that trust. And when you build that trust and you go, oh, hey, by the way, we're throwing a trade night. They go, we're pulling up.
Yeah. No, that's like the whole like, free pack mentality, like type of stuff where like be very kind to the kids. Be very you know, treat them well, and that's happened. I mean, that happened at the national multiple times. And like nice day kid, parents said, "Oh, how much is that 20 buck card?" Bam, $20. You just by just being nice. Um,
Well, I
and
mean,
yeah, that
I even go as far as I'm the one. I'll pull up stuff from 130 Point. I'll pull up stuff from eBay, TCG Player, and my favorite thing is to go, hey, look, last one on eBay did $100. I'm asking 70. What do you want it for, buddy? $60? Yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like when you show it to them like that, now I'm not sitting there telling dad, hey, first off, I don't have to ship this and hope it doesn't get stolen. Like I literally have a
yeah,
package that was supposed to arrive 3 days ago. And I'm like, man, it's been a couple of days in Georgia
yeah,
and this is not looking great.
yeah,
And so be as frictionless as possible. And when you
mhm,
treat the kids with respect and like the dad, even doing trades and stuff, when you go, hey, look, this is selling for this. I want to value it like this. Little
yeah,
Billy, are you interested in this? And dad goes, man, he's trading something $70 for something for that $70. And it's like, do you want it to trade? And I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not keeping any of them. They're all for sale.
yeah.
So
No, that's true. And yeah, be very family friendly, kid friendly. Even work like something we want to do because obviously I know you've been to shows and the vendors get treated like garbage, even by the people at the shows. So for us, we're also like, for example, say an Alabama group comes up or a group from out of town. Hey, tell us where you're coming from. Come, you know, 30 minutes before the show, we'll have breakfast for you guys. All that type of stuff. And about getting packages lost in the mail, the most expensive card I ever sold on eBay got stolen. And I was like so upset. And then
how much?
I
What's
had
the
a
number?
150.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not like crazy,
oh,
but
oh,
uh,
okay.
yeah. Um, but my
Hold on, real quick interjection. What brand did you use to ship that? Was
what
that
do you mean?
FedEx,
Oh, I use
USPS?
USPS all the time.
Okay. Wait,
That's what
yeah, USPS. Okay, yeah, yeah.
I
Are you
selectively
doing
and I had
priority?
tracking. Yeah,
Oh, do you have a thermal printer yet?
no, but I haven't done eBay in forever. Like, or not in
Well,
forever, but I'm sorry.
I can
Continue.
teach you how to. So what I do with my thermal printer is I will literally print a fragile sticker, but think of it like a void sticker. Like this is voided if ripped. Hit it over all the creases.
Cool.
Now, if they steal the whole package, you're still screwed. But
Yeah.
I just recently received back some mail where they had opened it and took out and then threw it back in the mailbox and was like, oops. But
Yeah.
plain white envelope, 20 and under, shrug it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. And what I was gonna say is I also had like a couple weeks ago I had a return request for a Magic card. Guy was upset, you know, but my policy is um I'm not going to give you your money back if you don't give me the card back, right? Like that's not depending
So
obviously if
was
it's
that
a
on eBay?
yeah. So
I can teach you. I can teach you how to fix that easy. All you got to do is offer free shipping, free returns, and then when you do that, it gives you the eligibility to be top rated. When you're top rated, it's cheaper rates. You're higher up on the thing, and your buy button shows up faster on eBay. But
really, I didn't know that.
the whole thing with that, you do have to buy the shipping label to get your stuff back, but it forces them to have to ship the item back.
Hmm.
Then, once they ship the item back, say, hey, you shipped me these AirPods and they came back crushed. Well, you can dispute it, get all of your money back, and they get kicked off of eBay. So
Oh really? I
you
didn't
you hit me
I
up
didn't know
on
that.
any eBay thing you need. And also this goes for anybody else. Hit me up. Instagram is really my main place, but TikTok, YouTube, Red Note, anywhere.
Cool.
Hit me up. But yeah, man, I can run you all through that.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
What I did a lot on what I've been doing a lot on eBay is like video game type stuff. Like I sold pretty much that actually was like all this like old stuff from my
Now, are you
childhood.
shipping that media mail or bubble mailers?
Bubble mailers.
I think you can ship it for media mail for like $1.70.
Really? Okay.
We're here for the profits, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so for instance, I forgot which Pokemon card it was. I can pull it up. But basically, I sold a 22, 23, $24 card today for 19 bucks. But here's the whole thing. If I would have sold it for 23 on eBay, because it's over $40 or over $20, I have to pay for a bubble mailer, which is somewhere between $3 and $5. Well, if this item is 20 and under, you can ship it for 69 cents, plain white envelope. When you offer free shipping and returns on eBay, they can't give you negative feedback because you used a plain white envelope because it's in the terms and services. Now, obviously, if this card is $25, 100% you get a bubble mailer. If you're getting a $100 item, it's in a box. You get $1,000 item overnighted in several boxes.
Yeah. Exactly. It tiers list. I hate to do this. I have to use the restroom. But yeah, no, all that eBay stuff is definitely good. I know there's like the eBay, what's it called? Like the shipping thing on eBay that dang it. Where they have like the USPS
Yeah, you get it for cheaper.
merge. Yeah, I haven't never been able to access that on my eBay for some reason.
How many sales have you done? I mean, more than 20, less?
Yeah, my store has my eBay. Oh, look at that! I get notifications. Oh, no, don't need that. Okay, puppy size. I have had 83 items sold.
Okay, maybe 100 is the number. But
Oh,
so the whole secret sauce to becoming top rated on eBay is these few things is you offer free shipping, free returns. Like I said, that forces them to ship that item back to you. Then the next is ideally, if you can, do 1 day shipping and handling. The
mhm.
sex appeal on that, when people see 1 day shipping and handling, free shipping, free returns, top rated seller, you are put to the very, very top, 100%. Um, so, I mean, you have to keep up with your stuff when you print labels. I, so we have a USPS that actually I can scan my stuff in myself. So
Mhm.
I and you don't have to be like a special like eBay guy, gal, whatever. But they have a little kiosk in the front where you can scan stuff in. And
Cool.
generally, each town has one place that does do it. So you might have to go around to your different USPSs to figure it
Mhm.
out. But the clutch part of that is if I just go once a day, every day, say 7 o'clock at night, or whatever your time is, if you bought something at 5, it's going to get shipped out today. Now, if you bought something at 8, you'll see it tomorrow. I immediately purchase your shipping label the moment you buy it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and it's cool
Now,
because
now do you know
UPS.
about Pirate Ship?
Yeah, I know about Pirate.
Okay, cool.
I know about Pirate.
Yeah,
I
just in
have
case for anybody who doesn't know what Pirate Ship is, if you're selling off eBay and you want somebody to have a tracking number, log in, free
yeah,
account,
yeah,
buy through there. Use PayPal if you're worried about stuff. PayPal's the most secure way on the internet to move money.
yeah. But yeah, that's true. And it's like it's funny because with like the my post office people, like I'm like one of those like just normals now, and it's just cool to like get to meet new people and all that stuff through it. And and it's kind of funny where like I started also recently selling on TCG Player, which it's amazing. Like you hear TCG Player sellers and you're like, oh, that's kind of stingy. But then I started actually doing it. I was like, oh, wow, this is actually like really, really cool. Um, I set up my store and like within the first like day, I already had like a couple sales, and it's just like, wow, it's really cool. But pretty much, I forgot
So
or
what do you think has been more powerful for your own kind of, we're always trying to build up. What do you find more valuable right now? Are you finding eBay more valuable or TCG Player?
well, I haven't even had TCG Player for a week, like selling wise. So I would say obviously eBay because that really
How
helped
many
me get
items in a
my.
week have you sold?
This week I've sold four.
Hey, that's great. That's great.
Yeah. Um, and what was I going to say? Obviously with eBay, what I liked about eBay is that it's like a consistent payment. You can like obviously like I get paid every Tuesday on eBay, and then I get paid every Thursday for my real job. Well, not my real job, but you know what I mean.
You
My
know you can cash that out whenever you want, right?
Yeah, but I just like to have that consistent
I mean, I'm
because it
with you.
just helps. But I enjoy it having it like that. Um, just because
Are
I
you
don't
are
know.
you on
But
any other platforms?
no, so I'm on eBay, TCG Player, and then live bending.
So I'm obviously not promoted, but rocking another brand over here, Veriswap. Literally, I cannot tell you how many times I've seen something on Veriswap and I've been able to make a trade really, really good for them, really, really good for me, and then turn
Mhm.
around and list it on eBay and make money.
Nice. It's like
And
a trading app or something like that. Yeah.
so the whole idea with this app is it's a platform where you can do peer-to-peer trading, and it introduces a third party, and I want to say it's insured each trade to $1 million. um, and you see stuff on there every day where they're like, this is a $50,000 trade, this is a $75,000 trade, and you're like, oh wow, cool, 2 Patrick Mahomes autographs, and all these Tom Brady, and you're like, wow, that's insane. But it's beautiful because it has sports, non-sports, TCG, and if you're heavy in the slabs right now, what I think is really, really awesome, and this is one of the tactics I like, is if I've got something really big and you want to down trade into some more liquid stuff, dude, Veriswap.
Cool.
By the way, I'm not sponsored by any of these brands. These are just brands I believe in.
No, that's cool. Rep the stuff. That's really cool. I didn't realize that. All that stuff. I know. Like I
And
saw.
okay, so here's another recent story. So we had drove to Indiana for a show and we set up, and I had met a guy, and I'm a weirdo. I like tickets And I had at the time a Messi debut ticket, since you're into soccer, from 2004. No
Crazy.
big deal, you know.
Right.
And so, long and short, this guy had some Kobe stuff, a few other things I wanted. And he was trying to work out a deal over the phone, over text. And man, this is something that doesn't come at the beginning. But when it comes, trust it. The spidey sense was tingling. I was like, bro, something doesn't feel right, you know, and I only want to do Zelle. I only want to do this. First off, if we can't do PayPal goods and services, we can't be friends. Now, if we've done business a few times, man, it ain't no thing.
Mhm.
But if it's a first time for real, and for the money that it was, you know. So I send him a thing and shout out, you always get a promo code. And I said, hey man, use my promo code. You get $15. I get $15. Basically, it pays for your first trade. And when it comes time to do the deal, somebody gets cold feet. And I go, huh? So Mr. Scammy McScammer, yeah. So it provides a boundary, a barrier.
Mhm.
And if you just, if you get that little tingle and you go, I don't know, this is too good to be true, right through Veriswap. They literally picked up a Kobe Bryant kaboom that was a fake the other day. Now, first off, it was such an obvious fake. I know you're not a sports guy, but it's like the fake Amazon Pokemon cards. Like you look at the holograph and it's like they literally like peel it on. It's like, dog, this is like printer paper. Like it's not even cardboard. So it's super cool. And then the other cool thing, not only do they protect you that way, if me and you agreed to a trade and I've already spent my money and then you back out of the trade, they'll give you like $50 for them backing you out. You have to pay me $50 for backing out of the trade.
Wow, that's cool.
So, don't agree to a deal if you don't want to do a deal, but it literally comes up saying, hey, this is a binding contract. And I want to say it's
Wow,
$75 and $25 goes to Veriswap and 50 goes to the person.
that's cool. That's really cool. That's definitely I'll have to hit up my friends to see if they know about that. Because
I'll
it's
let
really
you use
cool.
my
I know.
promo code and you get you a little free
Yeah,
$15.
yeah, that's cool. Um, Obviously, you do a lot of selling. We've established that already. You're on a lot of platforms. Obviously, you just explained one does really that is really cool. Um, in all the time that you've been doing this, like, what is the most platform? What is the platform that you've seen the most success on as a reseller, as a trading card
Oh,
reseller?
eBay, no doubt. It's the most eyes on the whole entire planet. It doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter boy, girl, whether you're in Antarctica, whether you're speaking a language that, whatever. Everybody knows the word eBay.
Yeah,
It's the answer.
yeah. It's
It, it,
eBay
it's
is
it's it's like the brand Rolex. It doesn't matter if they're speaking Spanish and I'm speaking English and I go Rolex and they go, ooh, yeah,
hmm
first edition Charizard. Ooh, it
yeah,
same thing.
yeah. That's cool. I love eBay. Even though it has fees that sometimes that's also like something why I'm kind of straying away for a little bit just because of all the fee stuff.
No, 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 no,
And
no. You're paying for eyeballs. It's the most eyeballs on the planet.
no,
So
that's
this
yeah.
this place has fees. I've been on my slabs. I'm on whatnot. TikTok shop. It all has fees. It all
Mhm.
has fees. I mean, the only non-fee you've got is I'm running a live on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, holding stuff up. But outside of that, eBay still takes fees. You
Yeah,
know, Cash App still takes fees. You got a 1099, all of those now. So
yeah, yeah. That's that about like the eyeballs and stuff like that where I didn't realize it because obviously eBay, but it's like, oh, who really buys on eBay? And then I start looking, and then I start selling. So obviously you get invested into the platform. You start looking. I'm like, holy crap! Like all the stuff I can buy on this is like crazy. Like if I want to buy like a resold shoe or something like that, I would buy it on eBay because obviously like authentication, etc. Um,
My
but
buddy
that's
recently sold a Honda Civic on eBay this last summer.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy. It's just
Like he just goes, "Hey, I've got a 93 Civic hatchback, 5-speed, slammed out. Anybody want it?" Somebody on eBay wanted it. Showed up to the front door.
that's crazy. Well, how do you ship that? Or did he?
No. So the buyer, they had to negotiate a way for the buyer to come pick it up, and the buyer basically paid a driver to come pick and tow it. But I want to say he towed it to New Jersey or something crazy.
That's
And we're in
crazy.
Alabama, so it's not like I'm driving up
Yeah,
the street like dog.
yeah,
We're going through states.
that's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, the good old eBay. It's really cool.
So
Okay.
you're paying for eyeballs because listen, right now, Whatnot has tons of sex appeal, especially if you have a decent camera, a decent mic, and have any bit of personality. You can sell stuff generally for a higher price than you can on eBay, 100%. But the fees are as much as eBay, if not higher, in a lot of scenarios.
Mhm.
So, like, I believe it's like 50 cents per card you have to pay just on an initial fee. Then if you hit
Wow.
another price point, it's higher than that. So it's like,
Hmm.
pick your poison,
Yeah,
I
I've
like
not
the
done one
idea.
notching yet.
I like the idea of taking pictures, falling asleep, waking up and going, "Oh, hey, money."
Yep. No, that's it was the it was the first day of school, my junior year this year, and I woke up early and I just checked eBay and it's like first day of school, like 7 sales. I'm like, it's a great way to start the new year. Let's get it. It's funny like that. But it's cool. I definitely agree with that where like I have it connected to my mail. It's like you got a sale. It's like great. It's
It
cool.
I've trained myself to not do it now, but I used to be addicted to the ding. You'd hear the ding and go, "Ooh, I got money."
Yeah.
And it's like, "Oh, hey, that went off 10 times today." And you're like, "Okay, we're trying to make it go
Yeah.
off 100."
Yes. Yes. And then it's cool. Okay, so you wanted to talk about these guys. Little transition. Card Prison. You asked about obviously you're not sponsored by Very Swap. I'm not sponsored by Card Prison, even though I do have a deal with the owner, um, Roxanne.
And he is saying card prison, by the way. So are we going to find any
Yeah.
Diddy cards in here?
No.
No baby
No.
oil?
Well,
Okay. Let's find
no.
it.
No. No. So your question was how many cards it holds, right? So how it works is you have it's a three. I think it's a nine. Yeah, it's a three by
Yeah, you
three
got.
top loader, and then in it there's the mini binder, which is a 3x3 normal.
Oh, okay. That's
So
sick.
let's see. I don't know how many page. Okay, so it's one, two, three, four, five, six. That's what 6 times 18.
You said
Let me
six
do the
times
quick
nine?
math.
Be 54.
Well, they're double sided, so it's two. It's I guess
Oh.
18 per page.
So
So it'd
54
be
times 2 is 108.
8. Yeah. So 108.
Do you not know the nines trick? Everybody
No, I
with
do.
your hands.
Yeah.
Nines trick. Yeah.
Yeah.
9 times 1,
Yeah.
9 times 2.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Little engineering
Um.
stuff.
Yeah. So 108 top loader, and then one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. 10 of 18. So 180 normals.
That's
So
sick.
180 plus. So it's like 388. Um. And we were speaking of eBay. These are on the eBay. The deluxe ones are sold out on the website, so those do not exist anymore. I only got 3. I have the last 3 ones left for sale. And then the normal white
Limited
ones are on there
edition,
as well.
numbered.
Limited edition. Yeah.
Yeah. He'll
So
sign
I
them
think
too.
they're yeah, yeah. But that is the deal with Card Prison. So really cool.
No,
I
one of the things I like personally with binders, if if you want to be a dealer, if you want to have success, you have to have something that is affordable, cheap, super, super hyper kid friendly. I mean, I'm talking 10 cent to dollar card, cheap,
Mhm.
cheap, cheap stuff. One of my favorite ways to present that is in a binder.
Yeah,
Uh,
well,
Quite literally, I think Gus is an Alabama guy, but it's Gus of Win, and he's a Pokemon guy. And one of the things that I've always liked that he does as a vendor is he has a binder exclusively for little kids, and it's just the trade binder. You know,
hmm,
take one, leave one, take one, leave one, and it's beautiful.
yeah.
Kids hang out
This
all
is
day.
my yeah. This is my dollar to $3 binder that I take to shows.
Yeah.
Um, so you know, all the stuff have
Now,
some
just
vintage
as a
in the
vendor to
back.
vendor, hold on. Just as a vendor to vendor, you should have a price for every damn binder. So if I walk up and I've got a fanny pack full of money and I go, how much for all of it? You should be able to rough math real fast, because I see a lot of guys not have success because so in this hobby, there are some people who have quite a bit of liquidity. And when I say that, I mean there's a book bag full of some people's yearly salary,
Hmm.
100%. And they will literally walk up to a guy or gal's table and say, hey, if I wanted to buy everything, how much? And you see it
Yeah,
on YouTube all the time. Your part as a vendor or as a collector, investor, or whatever you want to be, is have a nice Google Sheets,
yeah,
Excel file, whatever, to where you could rough redneck math go, this thing says 10,000. How about 8 cash? Just literally, because the longer and more friction you have, the least likely you are to do that deal.
yeah.
When I look at that binder and I see the $1 to $3 on the back, I'm going to have a sticky note that says $200, 300, you know what I'm saying? And go, all right, this is
Hmm.
what I think I can get for it. Obviously, I'm not going to charge you full price. I want to be within this percent, but this is the number
Yeah.
roughly.
Cool. No, that's true. The whale buyouts. I actually had that almost happen to me at the National with all my slabs. I obviously
Did you have
didn't.
it? Did you have
I,
a number right there ready for all of
I
them?
did. Yeah. Well, I had all
What,
my slabs.
what
Um,
was he? Was he trying? So this is one thing that I would not tell people to do. If you walk up to my table and want everything for 50%, and it was a table full of garbage, maybe. But when I have a case or two full of slabs, bro, what are
mhm,
we talking? 2 shoe boxes? Nah, fam.
yeah.
I'm throwing that in a book bag and I'm leaving with it. Right.
Yeah.
So don't feel pressured if somebody comes up and flashes cash. Now, if they hit the correct number,
Maybe. Yeah. Well, that's for me too. Is I was strategic with like, hey, I'll sell this, but I'm not going to sell these. Just because like I don't want. Obviously, the market's super high right now, as you know, as most people watching this podcast will know. So that,
if you don't know, just go check for your illustration rares. This thing that was maybe
yeah,
$5 a couple days ago. You never know. It might be $25 or
yeah,
more.
yeah. But because of that, you don't want to restart in this market because you restart in a high market, it's most likely going to pop. You're going to lose money unless you get bought out again. But at a percent, that's probably not worth it. Pretty much, but I was very strategic in what I let him buy, and it was good. It was nice little cash. I was able to buy some cards that are gradable, and now they're in the PSA backroom wonderland over there somewhere.
Now, did
Um,
you grade those through yourself? Did you use a third party
a friend,
grader?
Abe, my business
Okay.
partner, we did a submission together. Um, so I have about like if they all hit tens, which hopefully they do, obviously, it's about like 2K in slabs.
Okay.
So I'll be able to. I'm in like the 50 to like 200 price range right now, and then if I get that, once I get that order back, I'll be in like the 200 to 500 price range. So
So, with that, do you want to move up? Because what I've found is actually moving down sometimes. Like I can't
Hmm.
tell you as a vendor, right? You get somebody walk up and they've just got a binder full of old vintage stuff, and I go, "Hey, I've got this 151 Charizard, say $500-600, whatever our number is, right?" And they go, "Look, the binder's 700," and you go, "Well, I don't exactly really want it. It's going to take forever." And they go, "I kind of like just that one thing. Don't be afraid. It is a slower pace, but man, that trade down is super powerful.
Hmm.
Or even if it's not a trade down, and I always tell people like trade down in the sense of if I have 180 different cards, that's 100 different
Hmm.
80 times I've got to pay shipping versus this
Yeah.
one card one time, right?
Yeah.
And because a lot of people are going to go, "Oh, well, if they're describing a binder that's $700 and you're talking about a card that's five, that's not fair." And it's like, no, you got to think taxes, shipping, time, effort, supplies.
Yeah.
But setting up at shows, trade nights. I don't think you were at trade night at National
I was the first two. I wasn't there for a long time though, because my
for
parents were picking
Saturday.
me up.
We were
I
there
was I
Saturday.
was there Saturday night. Oh, I guess I didn't see you.
I don't know, man. I was willing to dealing, baby. It was good.
I I was there for like 30 minutes, so
See,
I
I
wasn't there
stayed
that
till
long.
like the last five people. And here's the other thing I would give advice for trade night and being a vendor. Always kind of try to be the last people. And I know that's going to sound super annoying, but man, I can't tell you how many times I've been a vendor and like people are already got their tables put up, just empty tables everywhere. And people walk in and go, "Man, I knew the show was closing at 3 o'clock, but it's only 2:30. Like, who am I going to sell my cards to?" And I'm like, "Well, hi, here's a fair price."
Yeah.
And then the
No.
best part is you go to trade night later and people go, "Wait, who the heck was selling these? You bought this whole thing?" "Yeah, no, you guys all wanted to go drink beers and eat burgers before. I just grinded it out on the hot dogs and the cheap hamburgers and a Coke.
Yeah.
Grind it out."
Yeah. That's true, and that's definitely how we were. Like we soaked up every day. The first trade night was I was there for like an hour. It was decent, and then I stayed the next one, for like little time, just because my grandma had to come into town, so we were spending time with her. But talking about lowering down in prices. For example, in my binder, or not my binder, but in my vending case, I have stuff like this. Like cheaper, more what I like to call like
What's the
my
price
economy
range of
slabs.
that? 50, 75?
I bought this guy at 60. Let's alt it. Let's see here. I bought this guy at 60. He is 80 right now. Yeah, so he's about the same area where I am. So I have stuff like that, what I like to call like my economy slabs, kind of. Like a kid comes up with $40. Yeah, here's a
Yeah.
nice little slab that you could buy for 40. But then obviously I have stuff like this, which I don't know if I'm losing money right now on this, but stuff like this, which is like obviously more. I think when I bought it, it was like at 300. I don't know where it's at right now. It might have gone down.
So my word of advice, which is completely wrong in this one moment of time as far as illustration rares and stuff are going, but generally strategically, I try to be in and out of those sets before the next one comes out
Hmm.
because now, and like I said, this week I'm completely wrong because all of the illustration rares of everybody are just through the roof. But you do have those pop offs like evolutions, 151, stuff like that. But there's a lot of sets that just get absolutely no love.
Hmm.
Um, so unless it's something you really want to keep forever,
Yeah.
run it.
I Yeah, I have that. It's like at 280 right now, that guy. So it's pretty good. And I just realized all my raw is
But
banged up
here's what you're
everywhere.
not thinking. So say if you run a platform like this and you're trying to do a trade or something like that, it might be the 280 to you and value wise, but you might find something for a 325. And the guy goes, man, I've really been looking for that. I need it in a 10. Yours looks,
Hmm.
especially good. The beautiful thing with this platform as well is literally you just scan the QR code on the back and it literally uploads all the photos, all the information, everything. All you do is write your own price.
Interesting.
It does have like a little description box. So if like the case is cracked or something crazy, you just type it in the bottom.
Hmm.
But often what I'll do is you say you take that 285, you found something for 325, you send him an offer on that and say, hey, dude, if I threw $25 on top, would you do this? And you're still cheaper than what you would be. And they
Hmm.
go, I've been looking for that. Yeah. And so like for like the item that you have, you can literally put that in there. And then when you
Hmm.
type it in, you can type in under your filters, users looking for this item.
Yeah, that's smart. That's definitely. Oh, sorry, I was looking at prices. I love this card. I bought this card from this one bought from JD.
Oh yeah.
I love. I got it because I liked it, and then also it's my
So
present.
what's your
So
PC?
I don't got one.
Benjamin Franklin's.
Yeah.
No, I have one that is on the do not sell list, even though it's completely worthless. But have you seen the original Pokemon movie?
And no.
Okay, so I'm old enough. I went to go see that as a kid, and they handed
Mhm.
out a promo card,
I know what you mean.
and
Yeah.
I have the exact promo that was handed to me as a child.
Well, yeah. That's there. Keep that. That's good. Um. Okay. I don't have like a traditional PC. My brother and I also play competitive, so our competitive decks are considered PC. Um. And that's about it. But it's not really like a PC. Um. So yeah, I don't have. That's a controversial take that a lot of people here and like my selling some of my friends and my selling group like we hold is like we don't think a PC is good, especially like if you're trying to flip. Um,
So
and
the
there's
way you have to think about it is, especially when you're a dealer, vendor, you might own everything, but the truth be told, you don't really own anything. Because anytime you go, oh my God, this is so great. I love this. Somebody's going to walk up and go, hey man, I love that too. I want it. And you're going to go, yeah, but it's 285. And he's going to go, yeah, I'll give you $300 right now. And you go, but I love it. And he goes, what, 350? Yeah. And it's actually going to happen. And you're going to be like, fuck, I don't really want to sell it, but all right,
yeah,
twist my
yeah,
arm enough.
yeah. So that's yeah, and like I have like cards that I want. Like for example, there's like that level X Snorlax where he's like just his mouth is like super big. I want that in a 10. And then I want the Crystal Charizard in a 10, which obviously is like a 20 grand card. So like those two right there are like goals to hit, but besides that, I don't really have anything like
The
crazy in mind.
the only bad part, and keep setting goals, write them down. Like put that thing on your mirror in your bathroom. I'm a psycho. I'll write it on the mirror and then like, this is what we're doing. Like we're in it to win it. The only person you can get mad at is the person you shaved with, you know? But the only bad part is once you start acquiring some of this stuff, you're going to get it. You're going to be like, man, I love this so much. And then you're going to go, eh. I recently, do you know what the set Legendary Collection is?
Yeah,
Do you know what the Reverse Hollow Charizard is? The
yeah.
Grail?
That was the three that you had, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The one
So
that you.
I had been wanting one for so long. I was like, oh, God, I'm going to love it. It'll go so well with the first edition. And I got it, and I loved it. And I was like, eh.
Yeah,
And I made money.
exactly. Yeah, and it's true. And like for me, like I think ponchos and all that stuff and shinings and whatever, etc. are like
I've
those are
owned
great
them.
cards, but
I've
I'm
owned them.
yeah
Like
I'm
I had the same like, oh, I want one. I had the Rayquaza one, the green one. I was like, oh, this is so sick.
yeah
And
whatever it is that now.
I traded that for an Arita auto and a bunch of other stuff. And then I used the Arita auto and an 86 Fleer Jordan to get the first edition Charizard. So
That's awesome.
you got to be the triple threat. You got to think
Hmm.
because you can add the extra. Because the guy who had the first edition Charizard, he goes, you got a Michael Jordan rookie. I love this. Wonderful. I love this. That
Yeah.
knocks off a great chunk right there.
Yeah. It's just how it works. And like I like how you said too, trading and all that stuff, because that's how I got my Van Gogh. I had a 9 Van Gogh and I traded it at 180 when it was at 200. And then like I looked at it a couple weeks later. I'm like, oh wow, this guy blew up. And I was able to sell it and make $100 profit or whatever it was. And I was like, it's awesome. Um,
No, I mean,
so now
listen,
that we're talking,
I was that same guy shopping Pokemon Center. I literally had a homie hit me up and he goes, Jerry, right here, right now, here's the link. Bro, I was clocked in the middle of work doing a tour, suit and tie, like nice Pokemon Center. Locked.
this, yeah, that's crazy. Um, Now we're talking about like grails and all that stuff. So, story I was going to tell you is at the National in October when I first went as a buyer, just scouting out the waters, all that type of stuff. I was like, you know what? Let's take this Pokemon game like to the next level. I'm going to start like I want to start vending. I want to find a group, yada yada, etc. Um, and I picked up a um, reverse hollow Evolutions Charizard, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's so sick! I have a Charizard. Now I'm in this for real. Now I reached the milestone. It's only up from here." And that's something I like to ask: is what is that like that first card for you that was like, "Oh wow, I made like not that I made it card, but like okay, like this is real. Like this is like something like I'm actually gonna do. I'm gonna take this route
Mm,
and try to run this. Can be sports, Pokemon, like, whatever."
I've got a better one for you. I got back a PSA order. The PSA order was 2 boxes.
Hmm.
I had it sent to my mom's house, and I literally took the day off of work so I could sit there to make sure that I could sign for it. When I drove that PSA order home, it was more expensive than the car I drove it
That's awesome.
in.
What type of stuff was it then?
That was a mix of everything. I mean, that was at that time basketball, soccer, some Pokemon, some baseball, but it was just one of those things. Got blessed, and you were like, "Wow, I should have been upcharged on these 3 items right here." Now, I will say, you mentioned the evolution Charizard.
Hmm.
You said you had the reverse.
Yeah.
Now, was that in a 10?
No, it was just raw.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, just raw.
I so, and this is just a tip for everybody who is really hardcore into ripping wax. The Kanto boxes from Evolution, every
Mm.
single one of them has a Charizard in it.
Really?
100%. Everyone. Now, whether that's the reverse, the EX, whatever. So I got the normal hollow. I got like 2 or 3 of them. And one of mine actually gemmed out and hit a PSA 10.
It's crazy.
And that was one of those one times where you go, paid $50 for a box. They upcharged me, which cost me $110. And I sold that for, like you said, like one of your teacher's salaries in one weekend
Yeah,
in cash.
it's crazy. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. I haven't seen, let me look this up. Kanto boxes.
Yeah. So the Kanto
Boxes.
boxes, I want to say it was an 8 or a 10 pack, like
Oh,
long
like one of
square
these?
boxes.
Let's see if I can share screen. One of these?
100%. Every single
Yeah,
one of them. 100%.
I think I
I
saw this.
personally
Yeah,
have ripped north of 20 and every
that's
single one
crazy.
of them. I mean, 100% ratio. Now, maybe 6 were the good Charizard, and then a
Mhm.
few of the reverse, but still guaranteed 100%.
Yeah, that's really cool. Um,
And for anybody who's listening, if you rip a box and film it and it doesn't have a Charizard, hit me up. I got something for you. But when you hit that Charizard, just know.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome. I'll have to get some of those sometime and rip them. Cool. So that's awesome. That's like I said, like I'm trying to get my first car off shiny cardboard, um, which I'm gonna I'll do by this year. But
So
really
when
really cool.
you set the idea for grails, make a couple different lists. So make something that's like hard, crazy hard, and no way I can't get it. Because so like for instance, on so first off, shout out if anybody on here is ever, looking to sell, hit him up. If he doesn't respond to his message, hit me up. But like on like my buy list right here,
Yeah.
I've owned 3 of the 4 cards, and the only one I've not owned is the Tom Brady, and it's like $180,000 card. And I've owned every single one of the other ones. And
That's cool.
so just put stuff that's like unobtainable. That way when you get there, you go, damn, that's crazy. Because it's
Yeah.
way faster than you think. I promise you.
No, that's
And,
oh not that's crazy.
and me personally, I will say, obviously a lot of people are not going to agree with this, but stick away from leverage. I see a lot of these guys that are super hardcore, like, oh, I've got a bank loan. Oh, I've got a credit card. Let me just flip, flip, flip. And you will see some of those individuals for a couple months and then they fall off, and you go, bro, I hadn't seen you in 3 or 4 months. You alive? Like, how's the
Mhm.
kids? Like, what's up?
Yeah.
And, they come in, come out on a profit and loss sheet. Using no leverage is going to look bad. But at the end of the day, World War III could happen. And when you're using no leverage and you're not, leverage being debt, credit cards,
Yeah.
loans, borrowing money, whatever. When you don't do that and you have capital set aside, oh well, I'll just throw it in a safety deposit box and forget about it. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't affect you. Like I was like, oh man, I need to buy a car. Let me sell this, sell this. Got a little cash on the side. Oh wow, I can actually get a nicer car than I thought. Wow, check this out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the goal. And stuff like, for example, how I see it too is like tiers. Like I did the Van Gogh tier, whatever, right? Now my next goal is like, okay, let's get a SIR Charizard from 151. Okay, we did that. Let's get the Moon Kitty, or let's get the Bubble Mew. Cool, we did that. Let's get the Moon Kitty. Nice, we did that. Let's
Do
see
you
if we
have
can
it
get
in
a
a 10?
Poncho. Well,
Like
that's just like
Umbreon?
how my brain works.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't have
yeah,
an
okay.
Umbreon.
Okay.
No, that's just I'm not there yet, but that's kind of like how I see it is like a chaining those tiers.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
And then like, okay, you got a poncho. Okay, maybe it's time to venture into the vintage category. Cool, we did that. Like, just keep on going up, getting the building up the grade or
So
the
what's
grade.
your unobtainable? What's your big one?
Probably would be hmm, well competitive. Now that I think about it, I've always loved the Illustrator rare, Pokemon Pikachu Illustrator, obviously. And then I've always loved the like a trophy. Like I would love a trophy card.
I
Um,
would love a trophy card. I always think of the which one is it? It was the mother and father trophy from the vintage days, and it's the I can't think of who it is, but I can see it. But I think of stuff like that. I think the trophy cards. I think are the answer, 100%.
mhm. So, and do you know Clover cards?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Clever. I know. Clever. I know. Oh my god, I'm terrible right now. Do you know Big Hungry Collectables?
No.
The BCH guys. Those are Nashville guys. You need to check them out.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
cool. But the like my brother and I are like I said before, we're group. So that's something that we want to do together. Is run this up together. He's younger than me, obviously, but he's starting to get the numbers. And that's like our goal is to do like trophies and stuff. And then like Um,
So earlier you said you play competitively. You
yeah,
only play in Pokemon, or are you playing other things as well?
just Pokemon.
Okay. Are you
That's
playing Pocket yet?
Yeah, I have Pocket. I have not played in forever though.
Well, just in case you ever want to get wrecked at Pocket,
What
loading up.
guess what two decks I play? Or I'm sure you have. I don't even know what the meta is anymore.
Oh yeah, whatever you've got, it's gonna get wrecked. Unless even with your Mew deck, still wrecking it. Try
Oh, I
setting
don't
your
have a Mew.
Charizard up. I got some other stuff. I'm telling you, it's
Yeah,
lit.
I'm a Charizard. I got Charizard and I had Celebi.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got a really good Celebi deck. But yeah, I'm telling you, I think what a lot of people are not thinking about is so on Pocket, they've just released the trading capability.
Yeah, how was that? I was about to ask you.
Super mid, super mid. They totally did it the wrong way. But I think once they adjust it, it will be significantly better. But pretty much what I've been telling people, like, I really feel strongly on the sense of it's a free game. Go rip your free 2 packs, and there will eventually be a point because I'm trying to play competitively. There's a couple tournaments that's actually real money too. So, I mean, it's like literally what I've got to sign up, put my PayPal in, send you $5 and jump in and
Yeah,
get in to win it. But you know, I've hit some crazy stuff as far as Pocket
that's
goes.
awesome.
I mean,
This is a
I was streaming on Twitch one day and
Yeah,
I actually hit a God pack, no joke, and
that's crazy.
it's so epic, bro. It was so epic.
That's crazy. Out of the Palkia and the Dialga packs, which one's better to open? Or are they just both bad?
You need both. You need both. Yeah,
Cool. Like I
because
don't even know new decks.
so you see this little guy right here? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna run 2 of those and a bunch of items and a bunch of supporters, and you're gonna be done in about 7 turns. And you're gonna be like, "Wait, I need to set this up," and I'm gonna go, "Nope, come here. This one's hurt. Let me bring it off the bench and just knock it out."
That's crazy. That's cool. That's really cool. And now I'm on Pocket right now. I can turn it off. Um, that's that's awesome.
So, do you do any
Uh,
other type of collectibles?
uh, I have
So,
a One Piece.
I'll give you like a for instance. I'm a super weirdo. Watch the vehicle I drive. Um, I just I'm a weirdo. I literally see well, for all of our listeners, I'm recording. Here's my mat that
Oh yeah,
I
that's
mean
epic.
I've got a custom Charizard mat. Shout out to the homie that did that. But yeah, man, I'm a collector of everything. You know.
So watch. I like watches. Obviously, I don't have a bunch, but I would like to get more. I obviously D&D, which doesn't really count as a collectible. It's just another hobby. And then my brother and I share a One Piece manga collection. Not graded or anything. We just have had the whole collection for a while. Besides that, though, not really. I mean, like collectibles. Oh, hats, I guess. I like collecting hats, like stuff like baseball caps, stuff like that. Um, I was a big sock collectibles guy. I don't really do that anymore.
No, I like
Um,
I have fun socks. Socks are a cool
I
flex.
Yeah. Oh, shoes too. I like shoes. I don't have anything crazy right now, but I'm a sneakerhead in a way. Um, that's really about it.
Nice,
Bye.
nice.
But
You you should always be looking at kind of what's next because
yeah,
um one of the things that I've kind of tried to do is like you go on whatnot and just look at what streams are popping.
hmm
So for instance, we have a friend, her name is Love What You Collect. Her name is Erica. And primarily she does sports, NBA, stuff like that. But recently she's got on whatnot selling like vintage brooches, like pins and stuff. Dog, when I'm talking 33 people in her live and she's only like 7 shows deep, and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm like, are you promoting these? She's like, no, do you think I should? Promotes it and has like 50 people in there. So, like, and people are just racking it. And she goes, I'm buying most of these pieces for like $1 or less. And dude, I'm saying like $30, $40, and you're just like,
Wow.
wow, okay. Grandma's in here banging them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So always
That's
be
cool.
looking at the next thing. Shout out my girl. She's really into custom pins right now. And this is kind of a trend with a lot of different females. It's like the writing utensils, but like you can have one that's Disney or
Yeah.
your favorite football team or whatever. I mean, it's not a Stanley Cup flex, but it's the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got my flex.
Yeah. That's interesting. So yeah, always be on top of it. Always find the next thing. Always capitalize on the next interest that, or the next possible route or business venture that will bring the most revenue. That's cool. Um,
Well, and then
what
one
is
thing, hold on,
yeah?
one thing that I think is
You're fine.
super valuable that we should talk about because earlier before we were recording, you mentioned you don't have. Everybody, if you're on here and you're serious, stop, spend $100 and get a thermal printer. It is the best money you will ever spend. You can make your shipping labels, you can do fragile shipping things, you can do your business stuff. I send goofy faces to my buddies on the inside of the package. That way, when they open it up, they're like, what the heck is it? It's great.
Yeah.
No ink. The labels are relatively affordable. I mean, if I was going to do over again, get the Bluetooth model. You can buy, I've got a Rollo, which a Rollo is the top tier big brand.
Yeah.
I have buddies who have the $50 Amazon one, and I don't see a difference in it. And
Hmm.
I'm a specs guy, how is this assembled, built, quality, all that. Close enough, bro, close
Yeah.
enough. I mean, for the thousands of labels I printed off versus what he's printed off, they're both still running. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, get a thermal printer.
Yeah. I'll definitely look in. Can you print just like normal stuff
I can print
on
it.
it too? Like,
Well, no, I mean, you're not going to print like a school paper, but
mhm.
like anything that's on because it's a peel and stick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you wanted to make stickers, you can do stickers like that. I mean, it's all going to be black and white, but I've even seen where people, the little part you tape over the card just to have your brand,
Hmm.
do your branding like that too.
Cool. I'll definitely look into that. That would be cool for like a TCG player playing if it's just like a top loader, put the top loader in a like a pokey cell. It's like that's really cool. I like that. That's awesome. Um
By the way, all you got to do is make the image on Canva, make it to the size,
yeah.
download.
And then print it. That's really cool. Um Also something I like to ask, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Ooh, everybody's gonna hate me. Charizard makes the most money.
Man, I love yeah. Good
I
answer.
mean, it doesn't really matter what set. Doesn't really matter. It's like okay, Charizard's gonna be top 5.
Yeah.
But I'm a very hardcore vintage guy, so I do dabble in modern. I literally everything that I have as far as TCG at this moment is completely modern, and they're all illustration writers. Go figure. Been trying to wax that as much as I can, but yeah, man, I love the vintage stuff, and I'm a weirdo. I love PSA ones. I love damaged cards. I love stuff that's bent in half because it gives you the availability to get the first edition Charizard, the Crystal
Mhm.
Lugia. If I could get a Moonbreon that was a PSA 1, I could not tell you how fast that would be in my safety deposit box. Literally, like it's just too cool, right?
Yeah.
Um, I'm not the guy who's going to crack it and bend it in half. That's not me. But if you got it and it was already bent, I would still love it.
That's cool. I think
Because buy
PSA
the
ones are
card,
fun.
not the grade.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, especially I've been in this for long enough where you see slabs from brands that like no longer exist, and you're literally sitting there going like, what are you, what is this BCCG or whatever crazy brand, right? Don't buy the brand, buy the card.
Yeah. Or if that's do I still have, I think I still have it. Uh, let me look through the. Yeah, by the brand. I bought this in a CGC 8.5 below raw. I gave it to my buddy at the show. Cracked it in 5 minutes. Put it in the case.
Yeah.
Bam. It's it's not it's not that hard. And we just
Now
cracked it
you're
there
you're
here and there.
wearing glasses, but for anybody who doesn't wear glasses, when you crack a slab, please put some sunglasses on, some safety glasses, something. Don't
Yeah,
have something break into your eye. But it is
yeah,
so easy to crack a slab. I have had dealers, shop owners, people hit me up and they go, "Oh my god, I've got this monster. It's a, it's a Michael Jordan. Oh, it's a Kaboom. It's this." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Pop, pop, pop. Here you go." And they're like, "That's it." And I'm like, "That's it."
yeah.
And I tell you, I challenged myself. I don't know if you saw where PSA made the gummy slabs that were uncrackable. Oh, bro,
Mm-hmm.
I was with a vengeance out there going, I'm buying one just to freaking crack one. Got a hold of one, cracked it. Now it was crazy. It was crazy because normally a slab, you break that corner and it shatters. The gummy one bent. And so I was like, okay, instead of using the short pliers, we'll use the long pliers and put some real leverage on it. Go figure. Physics 1.
Yeah, that's cool. That's crazy. I've never heard of the gummy slabs.
Yeah, yeah. So it was something that
So
they
cool.
did where they swapped the plastic over to medical grade plastic. And all these people were like, oh, they're making PSA slabs uncrackable. And I'm like, okay, first off, that's not in their business model. The business model is I give you an 8, you crack this card off, you wipe the booger off that was on it with a little hot breath and a napkin, and send it back in and get a PSA 10 because we got to charge you twice.
Yeah.
Like they want you to be able to crack it.
My hold on.
Uh-oh, AirPods died. Can you hear me? Can you pause it? It shows you're recording on my end. Don't worry.
There you go. Back.
Perfect. Hey, quick question. Are you doing local recording? Do you have that turned on or off?
I don't think I am.
Okay. I was going to say you don't have to. That's the main reason people use Riverside over StreamYard. But StreamYard recently has updated and you can do that same local recording. But OG gangster tip.
2 AirPods.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
One dies, swap over to the next.
Yeah. Cool. Well, sorry about that. We're back, guys. Hopefully you didn't. I don't think it deleted what we had before. Hope not.
No, it says we're recording.
Okay. We're back. So cool. Said what my next question would be is obviously you've done this for a good amount of time. What has been your favorite memory, even if you're just like a little kid on the playground playing or you're now doing it? What has been your favorite memory that you have made in the TCG so far?
So I'm going to look broader than TCG. I'm just going to look at kind of cardboard and collectibles in general. I would say the friendships, honestly. The friendships, the business connections. I mean, quite literally in life, it is not what you know, but it is who you know. And when you go to these shows and you network and you're meeting people, the coolest thing with selling cardboard is like I'm friends with surgeons, lawyers, doctors, engineers. Like, one of my buddies literally trains astronauts, and he goes, "Bro, you wouldn't believe the shit we were doing today." Like, it's
Oh, yeah, 'cause you're
crazy.
in Huntsville.
Yeah. So shout out, we're in the Rocket City, so we have Space Camp, we have NASA, we design missiles, we have pretty much everything. If it flies in the air, we've got it here.
Yeah, I went to the National Air and Space Museum, I believe that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I went there on a class trip last
Did you see
year.
the big giant rocket on the?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool stuff. I have a. Do I have a picture of that? I can pull that up. I took a picture with all the missiles because I'm a big like war history guy.
Did you take a picture of in front of the SR-71 Blackbird in the front?
I think so. Let me look.
So when I was buying PlayStation 5s, I had 2 of them, and on my way back, I stopped and took a picture with 2 PlayStation 5s in front of an SR-71 Blackbird,
Nice.
just to let people know when you hit that score streak, it's coming.
Yeah. Is it? They use PlayStation controllers, right? It's not Xbox
What are you talking about?
for drone. Oh, or I don't know if drones.
So with drones, there's 2 different types of drones. You've got the DJI commercial style, and then you have the free motion droning. If I was going to make any suggestions, I think free motion is probably the wrong phrase, but the one that's not DJI is what you want to learn. And you can use a video game controller, but they have special controllers for it, though, because you actually want to be able to twist and add throttle with your fingers as you're going.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, I found the picture. This is a while ago. That is me.
That's sick, fam. That's super sick.
I love it. But that was there. That was. Let's see what I got. Moon sauce. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff from there. Cool stuff. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's a super fun town, man. It's a lot of fun.
Cool. And then my pre-calc teacher taught at one of the universities there.
Probably UAH.
Yeah. She taught there, and then she came over here and taught with us. Cool. So I getting a little long, obviously. Before we end, do you have anything else you'd like to talk about?
There's the SR-71 Blackbird for you.
That's sick. Do you have any like things you'd like to talk about? Extra things, stuff we didn't touch that you want to go back to?
Just pretty much anybody. If you need any help, I would never call myself an expert, but I have definitely made the most mistakes you can make on eBay. So if you ever need any help with that particular platform, I can step by step walk you through it. When you go, oh my God, how do you get in contact with them? I can call them on the phone. I can show you how to do the same thing. When people go, well, there's no number. We'll get you there. If you're dealing with scammers, I can walk you through that. The most profitable way of shipping. Same thing if you need help on whatnot. How do I run a podcast? How do I create content? I literally use all the free stuff I can, guys and girls. I mean, we're literally making our thumbnails on Canva. We're editing on CapCut. I mean, I also have Final Cut, but I'm choosing to stick away from Adobe products. I don't really want to be a subscription kind of guy. But yeah, man, really just trying to build up. If you guys, gals get interested, I have a podcast. It's me and 2 other dealers. And literally we just get on and shoot the breeze about collectibles and vending. And it's equivalent to the Pat McAfee meets collectibles.
Yeah.
So we just all get on there and talk about fun stuff you see at shows and good things, bad things, and everything in between.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask you what got you to start that, because I obviously say you've been doing it a year, which is awesome, or about a year. What?
Oh no! I've been doing it for years.
Oh really?
Oh, okay. So I've been doing the hobby for years. This passion project is coming on a year.
Cool. What is like the full story behind that podcast?
So me and my two other buddies, we're all dealers, like I said, and we've all kind of had that same mentality of to educate people. And there's lots of bad knowledge out there. And I see people that are just blatantly just like fluffing their own bags of, oh, go buy this. And it's like, yeah, bud, I would be saying that too if I was sitting on, 100 cases of that product, right? Like I would tell you every day that this is the best. But truth be told, there is no longevity in that. The whole idea with this, so I also have a private YouTube page that I run. I'm just trying to create content. The whole idea is just to educate the masses. I can't tell you how many times I've had a buddy, grown man, makes real money in other places, teach him how to fish with cardboard. And he goes, dude, I made $500 this week. And you go, yeah, like green. And he's like, yeah, like crazy. And it builds and builds and builds. And, I mean, I've seen some super successful stuff. I mean, people paying off their student debt, paying off their houses.
Yeah.
So it's a fun space, man.
Yeah.
And realistically, I'm just trying to make it into a full-time thing. And to really do that, you've got to put yourself out there.
Cool. Well, people can find you at the Quiet Card Podcast. That is on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify.
Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, we're everywhere.
Cool. Well, for that, I think it's perfect spot to end. Where can other people find you? And then we'll just say deuces and
find me on Instagram at jerry.pitre, same thing. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, anywhere on the internet, you type in Jerry Pitre, you're going to find a lot of pictures of my goofy face.
Cool.
And videos.
Well, thank you again, Jerry, for coming on. I appreciate you. I hope you had fun. Hope a good time. Hopefully we can talk more in the future. I'll definitely hit you up afterwards with all that eBay stuff. But thank you guys, everyone, for watching. This has been the 15th episode of the PokeSells Official Podcast. Make sure.
Now, wait, everybody, like, follow, share, subscribe. We out of here.
Bam.
Peace.
Bam. Thanks.